What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, one of the great things about the internet and social networks and YouTube is this stuff is permanent. You leave a comment, it's there to stay unless something happened to YouTube or unless you delete it or unless it gets removed by YouTube. But for the most part, the things you say are here to stay. And I love that because every so often there comes a time where you get to tell your audience four words: I told you so. And that is why I'm making this video, because this is one of those moments where I get to say I told you so. And what I'm referring to is Bernard Hopkins. He was on First Take. It was his birthday. And happy birthday, Bernard Hopkins. He's definitely a legend in the game. For those of you who don't know, Bernard Hopkins will be facing Tavares Cloud this year in a couple of months. So good for him. Happy birthday, Bernard Hopkins. But Bernard Hopkins completely schooled Skip Bayless on Manny Pacquiao. First of all, if you haven't seen the interview or you don't have it DVR'd or taped on your TV, I would suggest you go to YouTube right now, watch the channel, the ESPN channel. There's the video link up. I watched it on YouTube, and you'll get to see the episode in which I'm talking about, and then come back to my video. But if you've already seen it, or in case you don't want to go look on YouTube, I'm going to tell you what Bernard Hopkins said. Basically, Bernard Hopkins said Manny Pacquiao is going to have one hellacious hell of a time bouncing back. Not because he got knocked out, because of the manner in which he got knocked out. And this is something that I've been saying. I have previous videos. I'm going to post anything in the video responses that I feel is kind of related to what Bernard Hopkins was saying, because this is what I've been telling people. But unfortunately, in the sport of boxing, some of you guys are so stupid and such fanboys and packtards that you're willing to believe anything. You don't base it on fact. This is coming from people who actually like the sport, or in this case, Bernard Hopkins, an actual fighter who currently still fights. And again, you guys, a lot of you just ramble and talk shit and oh, you're Flomo and all kinds of stuff. But this is just facts. And real, recognized real, and real boxing fans, real boxers, they understand it. Like the debate of Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao, who would win? If you ask boxers and ask like boxing trainers, past or present, most of them were saying Floyd Mayweather, and they can justify why. But then when you ask quote unquote boxing fans, like on YouTube, they'll say, "Oh, Flomo's a cherry picker. Pacquiao will knock him out in one round," and all kinds of stuff, or they'll bring up stupid shit. And that's what you guys have to do because there's no factual argument that you can use. Um, I seen people put stuff like, "Oh, Mayweather's a wife beater." Now, in the sport of boxing, that's one thing that gets thrown up all the time. People's personal lives and what they do and how they act. This is the hurt business. This is the fight game. Truthfully, I don't give a shit what Mayweather does. If he wants to burn money, he's beating his ex-girlfriend. I mean, that's not something I condone or I'm saying that's justifiable. I'm talking about when you're in that square circle, when you lace up the gloves, what is the level of competition you bring? What is your skill level? If you pit my style or his style against another style, what is going to be the outcome? So I think far too many of you guys get sidetracked on like, oh, he beat his wife and he's in jail, he's dropping soap and just stupid shit that you guys lose all concept of reality. And Bernard Hopkins on First Take, this was like a godsend because shout out to Philly first of all. I like Philly dudes, no homo, but he spoke his mind. He didn't bite his tongue, and Bernard Hopkins said it 100% like it is. And a lot of what he was saying has been stuff that I've been telling you on my channel. Again, I'm going to post some video responses in which I said similar things. And this is no bandwagon or anything. I mean, because the videos have dates. So just check them out. Rewatch some of the videos that I posted. But what Bernard Hopkins was saying and how he was schooling Skip Bayless is because he said to get knocked out in the fashion that Pacquiao got knocked out is so hard to recover from mentally, physically, spiritually, and he sees like one more fight in him. He said the only fight that really makes sense is for him to try to redeem himself by fighting Marquez again for the fifth time. But again, I posted a video like Pacquiao's done, son. I think that was the title of it. And I honestly feel that way because, again, it's not just a knockout, it's how he got knocked out. It's his age, it's the style in which he fights. And that's basically what Bernard Hopkins was saying. He says, I feel Floyd Mayweather, even before this knockout, Floyd Mayweather would beat Pacquiao. He said, I've said it before, just because the style in which both fighters fight. Pacquiao fights offensive minded. He's never been heavy or reliant on his defense. He's always been hittable. But the thing he used to do, Bernard Hopkins was saying, he would overwhelm his opponents, use footwork, hit you from angles. He's fast as hell and he has power. So that was enough. But as you get older, after fighting bigger guys and just natural age and attrition and being through wars, and not even to mention Pacquiao's distractions, like he was drinking hard, not taking training seriously. He's into Bible studies. He's a singer. He's a congressman. That's something completely different, especially since boxing is a highly dedicated and disciplined sport. That's something on its own. Just the physicalities of the fact that Pacquiao's getting older and he's been in wars with much bigger guys like Margarito, Cotto's, and De La Hoya's. That's its own separate thing. And then you add on the fact that he's not even taking it as seriously. He's doing half his training camp in the Philippines and working on politics and congressman shit. And then he's doing the rest with Freddie Roach in LA and traveling. That's a lot, especially as you get older, especially with the style in which Pacquiao fights. But Bernard Hopkins, again, I can't stress this enough. Watch the interview on First Take. He was saying, I think Mayweather beats Pacquiao even before this, but definitely now. He says it would be easy pickings for Mayweather. And some of you guys don't want to hear it and you're not going to like it, but it's true. And that's based on the style in which they fight. Early in the fight, Pacquiao might give Mayweather some trouble just because he's going to be aggressive. But as soon as Floyd adjusts, it would be a wrap because Pacquiao runs into shots. He's awkward. He's off balance. He's not as fast as he once was. We don't even know if he has the same amount of power as he once did because he hasn't knocked anyone out since 2009, which was Miguel Cotto, and it wasn't like he knocked him out cold. It was a TKO. So, again, Pacquiao would be in trouble if he fought Mayweather. Bernard Hopkins spoke his mind. Skip Bayless was trying to make excuses. Skip Bayless doesn't know shit about boxing. He's ignorant. He doesn't know a lot of things. He doesn't give credit where it's due. He talks a lot of shit about LeBron. You can't deny the fact that he's a good athlete. And he's very anti-Floyd Mayweather. And you just got to admit skill is skill. Whether you like these people, you hate what they do outside of the sport, it is what it is. What happens when they lace him up? And Bernard Hopkins was candid. He said, I have a great defense. I'm known for having a great defense. Floyd arguably has the number one defense or equivalent defense or better than mine. And it's hard to hit us with 2, 3, 4, 5 punches flush. And that's what it is. So as far as Pacquiao, look at how he fights. He would have to break down Floyd's defense, and he has no defense of his own. So, how else would that fight end unless he was able to catch Floyd with something and to just knock him out early? Again, Bernard Hopkins, it was a great interview. I respect it. Shout out to Carcino, too, because his stance on Pacquiao is pretty fair as well. He said, basically, the Pacquiao train's over. He made videos about it and all kinds of stuff. And, again, true boxing fans and boxers and boxing trainers know what it is, and a lot of you Pactards don't, and you just fail to realize that. You want to bring up a whole bunch of stuff. Pacquiao's a good guy. He's a humble guy. He does a lot for his country. That's great, but you got to be realistic. And Bernard Hopkins put it all out there. He says if they were to fight, I honestly believe it would be easy pickings, especially now. And I don't even see why you would even want to see Floyd Mayweather in a Pacquiao fight at this point, especially after getting knocked out like that. And again, I don't see where Pacquiao's going to go from here. I don't see him making this miraculous comeback so he's number 1 or number 2 on the pound for pound list. I just don't see it, especially after getting cracked like that. And Bernard Hopkins was saying he's never been known for a defense. He said, guys like me and Floyd, it's hard to hit us flush. He said, the reason I'm still around, almost pushing 40, is because I've never been cracked, pimp slapped, jarred. It's hard to hit me flush. And that's exactly what I said in the previous video. So just check my video responses. Again, technical fighters, people like Juan Manuel Marquez, Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather, They're able to stay around longer because of the style in which they fight. Pacquiao can't. There's no way he can because he's going to get caught by someone sooner or later, and that's what happened in the Marquez fight. Round 6, right, good night. So, to real boxing fans, this is not news to you. To you fake Pactards and fake boxing fans, I'm just rubbing it in your face. Watch the interview. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and or hate on this video. Either way, I'm still getting the views. Until next video, it's Ego, signing off.